Well, hello. Another day. A Thursday. Almost Friday. But not quite a Friday. Kind of want to take a break from Ansible today. I mean, not to say that isn't fun, and I might not go back to it on this stream, but my priority currently, it is not. Oh, interesting. Seems I need to fix my camera. There we go. I think I checked that. As fun as that would have been. Cameras are always entertaining. So yeah, I ran across this a little while back, and I've been meaning to get around to it. I thought this could be fun. I haven't verified whether or not this is something I can throw on the old cluster, but we'll see. Relies on a base system for persistence. That could be a problem. All right. Configuring the controller. Wait, this is looking like it's already installed, so I know I'm looking at Docker, right? Let's see what this image looks like. Got the description, operation, and integrations. Okay, cool. What else have you got? I mean, if you've been watching at all, you know at some point I'm just going to say, all right, let's send it and find out. Right? Okay. Oh, actually, that's kind of important. I didn't check when was the last time this thing was updated. I mean, if it's using something that's depreciated, well then. Oh, it says in the last couple of months. Let's poke at this. There's a couple of responses. So many of the areas are not working. Oh, so you have to manually update them. That's fun. All right. Doesn't seem like it's a big deal, however. Probably going to try and use a configuration file, right? Easier for me anyway. default, and let's see, do I have to create a user? ADM-UXG. Non-unified controller. Okay, so I just have to create a read-only user. Let's look at that. Well, no, let's look at the install first. Like, how bad is this gonna go? How many ways can I screw this up, right? So let's... No, I need to do this the right way. We want to open here. This, of course, in dev services. Close all these. Let's create a new file, and this is going to be... Wait. I was doing this for a while and keeping track of what I was doing. All right, so 100s are storage, 200s are network, 300s are app. So we're going to create a new file. It's going to be unified polar app.yaml. I guess I don't need to say app if I've got the in my mind, but I've got to keep that up, right? All right, so apps v1. Wow, that's fun. Sure, we'll take all of that. Name, image, we just have to change the image. Fun. Man, AI almost, I would almost go so far as to say that AI is rough. Because I was trying to remember, like, okay, I know that I need name in metadata as a minimum requirement. And then labels, don't really need, but then, man, everything goes in. I don't think I want to do latest, though. Which one did we have here? We're going to grab that one. Because why not? And we're going to have to make a config map. Where did I normally put config maps? Oh man, how many times am I going to do that to myself? Let's get a new terminal. Unify or there we go. All right, at least it's all under a base branch. All right, so let's go back to here. What does it need? I'm going to start the container using the following command. No. In both cases, if all this works, you should start seeing lines like this. Okay. Next steps, Grafana and plugins. Let's look at the example config file. Let's grab it. And then what I can do is just create a config file from it. That should be fine. So, no highlighting. Where are you? Up. No, that's not what I want. Move up to services, unify polar. All right. Problem solved. Okay. So now we have most of what we need for the app. I don't know what ports it's going to need. That thankfully just means that we need to put Grafana in its own. Influx would be, that's easy enough. Datadog web server. Okay, so it only uses Influx. So I'm going to have to start an Influx DB and add it. That Influx DB can easily be a container off of it, but then what I'm going to have to do is create. I'm going to do we're not going to be able to use that same image, I don't think, or that same path for the image. I mean, that's odd that that came up, right? I don't think it's a GitHub. I think I have to get it from, yeah, didn't think so. Okay, that's gonna be .docker, and we're looking for Influx. The 8080, well, it doesn't matter because it's a local host in theory, the way this is set up. We will want to create a password, so that's probably going to be a secret. Although, again, it's all local. It's not going anywhere, so I don't really need a password. We'll see. We'll see what we can get out of it. The only thing I really need to worry about is storage. Is there a default storage location? Data. Okay. So that's the volume I need to create there. Varlib. I wonder if I need a config. Well, we'll burn that bridge when we come to it. So let's create a, well, first things first. What does it have? It has 2.07. Does this one need a particular version? Doesn't seem to say. Anything in the notes? Do we have a version requirement? Doesn't look like it. All right, we're just going to go with whatever's newest on here. I'm not going to do latest, but newest. Preferably newest without a critical. Although I don't know if no analysis available is the best answer either. Maybe we just do 2. Let's see if there's a recommended option. Description is your image is no longer than the hub length limit. Oh. Okay. Yep, I guess we'll just go with 2. That's kind of funny looking. I probably only need that, right? Although it's an official image. Sometimes just want to verify. Yep, just Docker pull looks 2. All right. This guy's gonna need the volumes, but we're gonna put is it sometimes it's like, is this listening to me? Same. I'm not doing ports. Whoa, that was more than I wanted, but I don't think we need most of that realistically. But the mount path does need to be changed. So that is, I never remember which side is the mounting. I think it's mounting whatever, yeah, where I'm at / data to this. All right, and then we need to make a new, which is going to be a 100. Unified polar PVC. this is just v1. I remember right. And there we go. So silly. All right, we're gonna give it 10 gig. We do need to make sure that it's pulling, actually. Well, no, let's call it specifically. So storage class name in this case is, we want the NFS. What are our storage classes? What did I name this stupid thing? Yep, go away. We want NFS CSI v3. And that puts in the right namespace, and it's unified polar PVC. And then we hop back over here. And in our volume, we have unified polar data, unified polar PVC. And then it puts that there. Okay. What else do we need? Man, this used to be, for me, the hardest part of this. I just did not like turning Docker containers into Kubernetes containers. It's the same thing. It's just, you have to kind of read between the lines and figure it out, right? To run the Influx CLI. Okay, so am I going to have to run? You're ready to set up an initial admin user token in bucket or inside. I might need to run this, but we'll see. We're going to go back here. What else do we need? I'm going to want to figure out the keep alive and tracking and all that fun stuff as well. But that's if we decide to go to the next stage. All right, what else do we need? I'm not even sure, like, by default, I don't see it talking to this. Oh yeah, that's the config file. Come on, chat, where were you? That's here. So InfluxDB. Oh, I guess I can just pass these variables in there, right? Like, who cares? So for this one, this is where I can do the environment. That's not, oh well. Unified polar, right? In the config, I have username, unified polar. Value DB is just going to be unify. So username, password. Oh, it's probably, What if this is something where I have to write a config file again? Let's see. One second. That's better. We'll start to get gravelly. Okay, host directory mount. That's the data directory. You're ready to set up an initial admin user token and bucket. Oh, so I can just add those. Okay. So we need an environment variable for Docker influx init mode setup, right? Value is setup. Oh, okay, and then it's init username. I guess that's going to be bucket. We'll set that aside. Oh, well, that's fine. We just do that. All right, username, password. And then I guess we need the org. Sure. And the bucket. And there's nothing here for DB. So mode, username, password, org, bucket. I wonder if I need this config folder. Yeah, we'll find out. Fun. I mean, I guess I could just do here, kind of. Because I'm not going to do a separate volume claim for that. All right, but now what we need to do is modify this. Okay, so this is all accurate. This all works now. Although this says DB. Shouldn't that be bucket? And not DB? Let's see. I don't seem to have the option here to create the database. So that might be why I need to use a different version of Influx. But I'm also guessing that bucket is just another word for database. So let's see. Yeah, reject all. Yeah, I think it's just going to be the name of the bucket. So in this case, we have the DB called Unify, and here we name the bucket as Unify. Right? Seems right to me. That's not the one I'm after. Oh wait, yes it is. Alright. Copy the provided operator API token. That I'm concerned about, whether or not that's going to be an issue. This might be what needs to happen, but we'll see. You create a bucket. You can use that bucket to create one specifically for getting started. Okay, yeah, that's my guess. All right, I'm sticking with it. It's definitely just bucket. So meanwhile, back at the ranch, we also have to do the Grafana portion, right? So it wants Grafana 7.4. 7 or newer is required. And again, we're going to be looking at localhost. So let's throw this in the pile. Oops, that's not the one I want. That's the one I want. We are going to have to come back up here and set an environment or set something that says this config map, but we'll get there. We'll burn that bridge when we come to it, of course. Now we have Grafana. So what are the environment variables for Grafana? New. No, you know what I'm not doing? I need a new one. We need to copy all these links that we're using. So we'll start with this. And influx. And now we're looking for Grafana. Are we having fun or what? Don't answer that. Or do, you know, it's up to you. All right, what tag? All right, because this one actually does say, what do we need? We need Grafana 7.4 or above. So what are we looking at in our tags? Okay. So it is a little behind, maybe. So last time, 7. Holy cow. Like, this is more than a year ago. What is our highest version of 7? What are we at here? Oh, great. They changed. 20. There we go. 7.43 it looks like, and then they went to 7.5. Nice. And this is 3 years old. We're definitely going to see if we can go with something higher. I'm probably going to march my way up the stack. But we're going to start with what it recommends, right? Like, that's kind of the point of containerization. Kind of, a little bit. 7.4.3. Double check. Yeah, we don't want the Ubuntu one. I don't know why. I just don't. Now, I am kind of curious though, like, how different is this? In a lot of cases, it'll have just completely different variables. So let's look at what they've got here. So yeah, of course we want to do it with Docker. It's got the ports. It's gonna need another volume, but with Grafana I can probably just make that an empty memory volume. We need GF install plugins. That's going to be important. And in theory, it doesn't need a username. Oops. Or do I have to do it this way? Yeah, we'll see. Whatever, right? So we have GF install plugins, but the rest is blank. So we're just going to pull that out and see if it takes care of itself. Oh, it automatically added the volume mounts. And if I pull it, no. And if I pull our data is what it's grabbing, but no, that's not what we want. We need to, I think I did it on this one. No, that's a bad example. I think I did it on this guy. Empty dir. Yeah, there we go. So I need a volume name here. Up at volumes. And this one is going to be Grafana. We'll just call it Grafana. Empty dir. Don't need a service account. Stop it. Yeah. GRA Fauna. what's the mount path in here? Fairly Grafana. Yep. Right. And then we'll do another one. Empty dir. And let's go back here, because that's the config folder. But that is at there. Still with me? I love the magic of disappearing when I'm drinking something. Space voodoo magic. All right, and now we need the config map, which is going to be from file this thing. Loki is disabled. Datadog. Why would you do that? Why would you have disable true and enable false in the same config file? This interface is currently read-only. It just displays information. Setting this to true and providing default credentials allows you to skip configuring controllers in this config file. Instead, you configure them in your Prometheus YAML. Prometheus then sends the controller to okay. Nope. This is going to be oops. Going to be me. So this is kind of interesting because there are two potential inputs or two potential places that this could come from. My guess is this is it, but I have a USG, not a Dream Machine, and in theory it has its own connection, but we'll see. This is interesting. Oh, I could do a file and then just have it be a secret. And that's what it's going to be. Does it still need to be in quotes, though? If the password provided here begins with file. So if I do like that, and then I say like that. No, I think it still needs quotes. Well, we'll try it first with quotes, and if that doesn't work, we'll get rid of the quotes, right? Sites all, save sites. This attempts to protect PII. Most users won't want to enable this. I don't know if that's true. Save events. All right, we're just going to leave all of that alone for now. Oh, well, that's nice. Okay. So now we need to create the secret. Which will be there's a quick way to create a secret. There's an easy way to do it. Just echo something into it, right? I'm gonna cheat. I don't want to deal with it anyway. I'm just gonna go here. I'm gonna go to my dev services. Nope. Let's go to dev services. That one. We're gonna go to storage. No. Big secrets. I'm gonna create a new secret. I'm gonna call that secret. Unify password. Have data as password, and the value is going to be the one that we create. So let's do that real quick. Yeah, that's fine. I really need to update that. I'm running my own certificate authority, and I have not bothered to put the Unify controller into it. Malaise, it has me. Yep. All right, so I need to go to users. I need to add a user. Role is view only. It needs an it needs an email. And we're just going to call you Polar. Gain automatic access to your Unified OS console. I'm going to turn that off for now. We will set the password. Oh, we'll have to set that again. We won't allow adoption. Temporary password will be temp password. And we are going to log out and log in as Polar with temp password. It did not, in fact, ask me to change my password. It looked like it popped up something to do so. Can I do it here? Let's try it again. Polar. Temp. Oops. Temp password. That seems like a bug. Can I do it here? So I can't change my password? Let's try one more time. Nope, it just goes away immediately. I wonder if there's a known bug with that. Last active 4 years ago. That's Wi-Fi password, that doesn't matter. Try to invest in, spend more money. All right, let's try logging out. I'm gonna log in as someone else. Go away. Can I? You don't get that. Oh, there we go. I can just change the password here. My favorite thing in the world is oops. Let's say 25. Drag this over here. Grab one at random. Paste it. Apply it. And then I need to, what is it, echo-a? Oh, you know what, I can do it this way. Cool. All right. So just to verify what I did, I just did create a new password. I called it the password thing I'm gonna get. That's the name of the secret. The data with a key password, and then I grabbed a random one of these. Oops, copied and pasted. Hit create, and that creates it. But we can delete this password because that's not the one we're using. It is, where'd it go? Hey, where'd you go? Actually, a lot of these can go in the trash, but oh, whoops. I need to change the namespace. So let's go back over here. We need to make sure that we're in dev services. Oops. Plus dev services, secret name. Unified polar password. Data is password. Value is one of these randomly. There we go. Now it's in the right place. Bink. Okay. So we don't need this anymore. This is one of the things about this particular app. In some ways, makes me a little lazy because I can just use the GUI. All right. So now we have that. I wonder if I should do it polar. And now in here, I need to create it's not right. Is it? I don't feel like that's right. That creates the secret. Mount secret. No. Secret volume. Let's go back to what it was saying here. Use case, there we are. So that creates a secret, spec volume, secret, secret, secret. Oh, okay. So that creates the volume. Sometimes I wonder what they hide in this stuff. $64 decode. Oh, we can just do this. I'll be lazy here too. Value 2. Drink your Ovaltine, kids. Drink your Ovaltine. What was one of the other ones? Like, well, it's this guy. Bar. As in the opposite of foo. Yeah, give me the E. I mean, I did warn you that I might just be screwing around. Open Sesame. I think it's in the title that I'm just going to be screwing around. There we go. Okay, let's clear all this out. Get back to where we were. Okay, so secret name there. And then we just mount it as a directory, right? But there is a specific way to make it a file. This is name. Is X. There is, it's path and then something else path. subpath. And what do we have it in our file? Make sure I'm not crazy. Mount path says where it's at. If you want to mount only part of the volume, such as a single file in a volume, you use subpath to specify the part that must be mounted. Okay. In theory, that's fine. All right, and then we need to create config map. Is it from file? Yeah. Create exactly one name is required. Got 0. Oh. There we are. And let's make sure in our config maps. Did I did. It's in default, isn't it? Ah, I can spell. Yeah. Trash. I may as well get rid of this too. Trash. Back to dev services. Do the same thing again. And config map, dev services. There we go. That is something that we should take into account. We want to make sure namespace is dev services, and same here. We're already there. Good. All right. We're going to start with 100. Right now we have no ports, so we have no real network to speak of, but that's okay for now. I just want to see if this is going to crash and burn. Oh, there we go. No, apply -F. And what did I say? I need to be doing create for the first time, because that begins the versioning, the default versioning of Kubernetes. If I just do apply, then it doesn't try to increment anything or create anything to be incremented. So we've got our deployment 1 odd. It's on dev mini 3. It's probably pulling a couple of images that I don't think I had before, like a 3-year-old version of Grafana, you know, for reasons. been trying to give different mediums a try, and there's a company I saw that a guy on YouTube was pushing. It's an AI video clipper, and I basically gave it access to my account to try and create clips from what I do, what I talk about. Some of them are not bad. For the most part, it does seem like they're still at a realm where I kind of have to take that time slice and go, oh, well, okay, that's clippable. I wouldn't have thought it was, but I guess it is. And when I look at it, okay, sure, I probably wouldn't swipe away on it immediately. But there always seems to be some weird little issue, like the framing's off, the audio's off. So I pretty much just have to go into my own recordings and then modify it after the fact and try and recreate, a vertical view of whatever. They are getting better though. And I mean, it is a startup, so what are you going to do, right? What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was going to bring it up. Cut apps. There's me. It's kind of funny. You go down here, and I'm using a webcam. And is this it? No. Here, I switched to using an old phone. But it's kind of nice. I mean, it just creates the top and bottom. And they added the ability to move around the views. Yeah, I don't know. Still screwing around with it, right? I mean, on the plus side, if I can just throw those out there and it drives getting people here to talk to, cool. Because that's all I really want. Someone to talk to. It's been 9 years. Where were we? We were here. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. Why are we still waiting? Wait now. Setup failed. Secret unified password not found. Well, that's a problem, isn't it? That's because I called it unified polar password. That's not what I want. Secret unify polar. Did I do password? I still don't think this is right. If I remember right, this is supposed to be value from password, but well, I'll try it again. Now, since it's already running, I can apply. Maybe. Resource deployments is missing. Okay. Now, what's your dealio? I don't see a dealio. Oh, what? Did I go green? I went green. Nice. Grafana is running, Influx is running, and Polar is running. Let's grab us some logs. Prometheus is enabled. Oh, whoops. Wait, what? Re-authenticating to Unify controller. Why are you doing that? Metric fetch for influx. Yeah, because I changed it. Right? Influx, low key, Datadog, web server, Unify defaults. Why are you ignoring the defaults? Okay. Well, what that says is we gotta hop in the pod. Let's just go straight to that one. What? It will load start container process. Execute will not found in path. Unknown terminal. Okay. We do it this way. Oops. Dash and services. Need you. To start. OCR and exec failed. Unable to start container process. What? All right, let's try. Oops. So it's trying to do unified polar. So let's try one of the other ones. I mean, I guess that's a good thing, right? Oops, I don't want logs. Go away. Who reads logs? Let's try Grafana. I mean, in theory, each of these containers has access to the same rough idea of storage. Well, let's make sure. Did Grafana get what we wanted? Should be. Should be. Okay, it's all well and good. Don't need any of those. All right, so what your deal is then? Why are you trying to connect here? Oh, you know what it could be? Oh no, that wouldn't work. That's not it. So let's jump back into, is it this one? Where were we? Oh, this is where we were. Okay. To configure Grafana, you need to add a data source. So I don't have Prometheus, I just have Grafana running right now. So that's part of that would definitely be part of a problem, but it doesn't care, it's not looking for that. Is it maybe it doesn't like not having an IP? All right, but we are definitely missing Prometheus still. And the one thing is that all of this is assumed to be installed on the same, it seems. So debug. It adds one line per device. Only sample MySQL plugin provided by default. If you don't use an output, you can disable it. I mean, I guess at the moment I'm not using Prometheus, right? So if I go back into the config map, now what'll be interesting is, can I just say this? Yes, I can. And then I can go to the deployment. I can go to you. I can say restart. And the question is that even going to make a change? Can I do it this way? Able to use a TTY container, did not allocate one. If you don't see a command prompt, hit enter. Metric fetch for InfluxDB failed. Re-authenticating to. So now I get to figure out, okay, what did they do in this container? Did they put some weird shell only? Did they rename the shell? Advanced. Anything under advanced? API and web server. Cool. By default, there's no authentication. You need to enable it. I wonder if I can get information if I go that route. Although, I don't think it's looking at this file at all yet. So let's go back to our config map and edit ya. Disable true. Loki, Datadog, web server, enable. We're going to say true, but now we're going to need to create a service for this. Oh, I wonder if that's a problem. I mean, it shouldn't be, but shouldn't isn't won't, right? Let's just clean it up. I mean, if it is a problem, what I'm going to do is just get rid of all the notes. Don't really want them in here. Additional is okay. See if we have any more of those floating around. There's one. Otherwise, maybe kind of silly if this was it, but I've seen weirder. Deployment. We'll restart you. I mean, this is a bit of a kitchen sink right now, which I've never really been a fan of. Loading configuration file, okay. But it's not loading that configuration file. Wait. So I'm loading it as, hang on. I could be getting myself here. I think I know what I did. So I'm loading it without a subpath. I think I need a subpath on that one too. Wait a minute, it's not even here. Okay, okay. This is fine, this is fine. No. Say it's loading. It's unpolar. I guess I should probably set that too, huh? And then I should do it here as well. At least put it all in the same stuff. Or in the same place. There we are. Oh, but we want to make sure in here we've got true, because we're doing this the wrong way and editing it directly on the cluster, which is fine. It's really not fine, but that's all right. It's not all right. All right, so now come back. We need the subpath, which is that. And now we see what this says. Unified polar config map, unified polar config not found. That's true. That is definitely true. Details, I have the attentions. Ooh, that's a lot of restarts though. Crash loop back off, my favorite. We want to look at the previous log. Oh great, we don't have one. All right. Found existing BoltDB file, skipping setup. Okay. Welcome to failed opening Bolt. Unable to open BoltDB timeout. Okay. Then delete it. Unify pool. Let's just go and do this the very wrongest of ways. Now, I'm going to, we're going to go here. We're going to just delete the entire thing. That'll kill both of them. Then we need to get rid of you over here. Trash. And now there shouldn't be one here. All right. First you. And then you. And now it's a blank slate. But we're still crashing. Well, influx isn't. But what is your deal? Failed to create container. Failed to create. Hey, I was reading that. There we go. To root file system at not a directory. Okay, let's take a look. Mount config map as file. All right, so create the config map, cool. It's not creating it from file, I want it to be a file. Term cleanup, define container environment variable. Multiple, configure all key value pairs. Config map data to a volume. The file contents become the key value. Okay. Populate a volume with the data stored. Provide the name of the config map containing the files you want to add. Okay. Then we have a specific path. All right. So do I need to create a key? Is that what's going on here? Let me take a look at, here's my scripts folder. Where is my scripts folder? I wonder, did you archive? No. Oh, there you are. Because I did it here. Environment, API key. Volumes, empty dir. Wait, I could have swore I did it here. Apparently I did not. All right. Mount a file in your pod using config. What the heck is that? Okay, there we go. Now I'm using the name of the files as the key and then creating pod, okay? Config using that name, and then volume. Oh, put the full name in. Okay, that could be my issue. On both of these. Actually, here it's different, but here is not ip up. I swear. And here, my subpath has to be in it. So it is the key. Unify password / Is that right? Unify password. Unify password. All right, I'm going to burn that bridge after I come to it. All right, not create, apply. All right, now we need this guy. And no difference except that that's not working. So I need a way to kill the old database or just connect to the old database. Otherwise I have an issue. Okay, so now it's the password that's having an issue. Cool. We have moved on. But as of right now, at least, I still need to send this to the garbage to get anywhere. So if I do this, but I use the subpath of password, which I think is what I've got. Right, that's what I named the stupid thing. Unify power password, and it is, no, I did all of the word password. Stick to standards, kids. Now what are you complaining about? What? Failed to set up network for sandbox. Plugin type Calico. Failed add error. What? Okay, that's a whole new can of worms. Did I somehow break Calico? What? Not a fan of that. Error route already exists for an interface other than. That's new and exciting. Seeing is okay. It was thought that it would be fixed. All right, let's do it. I didn't want to have to do it. .28. Okay. All right. This is never the right answer, unless it is, right? But I'm going to try it for the sake of argument. This is going to be rough on the system, though. But between now and then, let's look over here. I was wondering if these were going, because I did start seeing a bunch of these. And I'm not getting net change. They're definitely still warm, nowhere near as hot as they once were. But we shall see. Maybe I'm just starting to run up against the limits of a Raspberry Pi as the controller. It's possible. Right. in theory, the deployment should pick it up and fix it. Is it the same error? I see a different error at least. Oh, we're getting logs. That's a plus. Oh, and it's actually reading the file. Nice. Problem with HTML path. User local lib unpolar web. No such file or directory. Okay, well, let's go back to the config map and we're just going to set that back to false, right? The web server portion anyway. Web server enable, let's say false. I mean, I could also just mount that, but and hopefully it grabs it on its next boot and says, oh, hey, everything's working now. Weird. There we go. Everything's green. All right. So now what? What do I do with this? Do I have to... Is this where I have to have Prometheus to move forward? I'm going to think about that. And probably have to be right back. Because I'm out of water. Where are we going? There we are. Verb. We're on. And we're back. All right, what was I? There's what I was, okay. So now we have the web server disabled and it is starting. Oops. All right, no restarts, everything seems fine. It does still seem to be failing, right? 20, yeah. Does this still not have... Yeah, still no executable found on it, so that's great. How can I make it so that it will tell me that, yeah, it's we're trying to run this and it's not a good file? Oh yeah, we did have one. There's still something in our bag of tricks, right? Because it could be, don't need you, don't need you, don't need you. You can go away, really. It's possible that the file needs to be without quotes, right? And we'll probably have to restart the deployment. Which may give us the crashing influx DB, right? Yeah. So how do we make it so that by default it will attempt to connect to, because right now that we've got it set up, we've got it in setup mode, right? And setup mode is crashing because it's already set up. All of this stuff should be the same. Okay. Let's see. I'm sure someone else has done it, right? Deploy a cluster. That one's kind of sneaky. Like, you'd think the sponsored is... but it's not. Here we go. Use the following Helm charts. No, I don't wanna. But on the plus side, at least I can go into the templates. Because I'm not gonna need an ingress, right? I need the volume claim. I don't need any of the service stuff. Ooh, should I be doing it as a stateful set? Service name, labels, annotations, volumes, okay. Include Okay, so it's got an init config map. Where does it create that config map? Probably right here. To YAML values.init scripts. Okay, so it's in here. Cool. So data is to YAML dot values dot init scripts. Persistent enabled. All right, well, I'm going to set that aside for now. There's got to be something in one of these that explains how that's run. Config map, name, init. Okay. Okay, so it uses Docker influx db init mode setup. The name for initial org, the bucket, the duration the system's initial bucket should retain data. Init token if need be, influx db bolt path. Okay, so that's what I need. So I'm going to need those two to make that go away. And I need to figure out where those are. So we have bolt path and engine path. But this is going to be the persistent mount path, which is going to be, should be here. Although I think my problem here is that this folder is an empty dir, right? So it gets deleted, and I think it's where that data gets stored. So I'm going to have to make another volume claim. One, two, three. And it's going to be influx db. Same app. It's going to be a lot smaller. But this is going to have to be data. No, it's not data. It's settings, really. So now here is InfluxDB settings. Name, okay, everything's fine there. And this should now become and this should become as well. All right. What? 59. Mapping values are not allowed in this context. Oh. My bad. Why are you crash looping off now? Last key, expected value but found file. Okay. So it does need the quotes. Good to know. I feel like it might be time to clean all this stuff out. Okay. So the issue probably is still related. It's probably still not grabbing the file properly. DB started, cool. Right, I'm on Polar, yeah. I'm looking at the right place. How are you gonna start this time? Why are you sitting at yellow? Problem with HTML. Stat, I have no such file or directory. But I have that turned off, I thought. Let's do the discount double check. Yeah, I think it is. It's time to get rid of all these notes. Although we'll do it on the real one. Web server. How did enabled equals true get back? Save. And I wonder if I were to just mount that as an empty dir, if it would just create it, because it seems like that's what it's supposed to do, right? It's restart, yeah. And now let's look at the logs. Nope, same error. All right. Although it's not coming back up. There it is. Re-authenticating. Nope, error failed. Okay. Status 400, authentication failed. All right. I am going to drag this over here so that I can grab this. I can grab this password. I can copy and pasta it into the config map directly, because I'm tired of screwing around with it. Because I'm beginning to wonder if at this point I didn't grab the wrong password the second time. So we'll see. Oops, I don't want pods, I want the controller. Or the deployment. Restart. Alright. Let's see what this got to say. Check out the pods. Close you. Author connection error. Yeah, I'm beginning to wonder if I just copied and pasted the wrong password. Nothing's impossible. Let's hop back over to Unify. We'll just do that. Now we know it's the same, right? Give it a moment and see if it'll reconnect. 2314. All right. We still have a failure. Failure. Authentication failed. Error initializing inputs. Alright, for the sake of argument, let me try this. What happens if I go here? RC error message, API error invalid. No site context. I mean, in theory, I'm logged in, but I don't think it's actually sending that login data. I'm wondering if remote access needs to be set. Let's go back over it. So we're looking at the installation portion here. Can log in and extract data. For this purpose, go ahead and create a new user. Make note of the username and password. Adding a user depends on the type of controller. So role is limited, read only, none, can edit, can't edit. That doesn't seem like read only anymore, does it? I've never seen this page. Notifications don't matter. Still getting the same error. Same error. Okay. Why is this happening? What am I doing incorrectly? Because my first assumption isn't that they've done something incorrectly. Other people have to be using this, right? So what am I doing wrong here? Oh God, is it really that? It's okay. Okay. So I'm gonna do this off camera. Actually, let me grab it from here because I'd rather do it the right way. But I think that's my problem right there. Actually, yeah. Your username is just Polar. Where were you on that one, chat? Oh, I don't have the password copied and pasted anymore. All right. We're gonna restart it. Over here. Let's see what we got. Okay. Did I not fix the issue with influx? Non-existing. Okay, skipping setup. Welcome. Failed opening bolt. Unable to open bolt. Timeout. All right, you get one more try at that before I go and delete everything again. Human. And crash. Failed. All right. Fine. I don't know why it wouldn't be able to open it, but whatever. All right, we're gonna do this jobby and this jobby and this jobby. Say goodbye. And you're gonna go away. And you're gonna go away. Oops, no, they're in here now. Recreate those. And that one. Mini 3, okay. Expected dot or equals line 145, huh? Line 145. Did I not put an equals in there? Again, chat, what are you doing? How are you letting me do this? S equals and save. I mean, on the plus side, at least we're verifying that their logging is correct, right? Come on, go green. You know you wanna. Do the thing. I guess I should make sure that I'm looking at the right one, right? And it's green. Unable to, oh, there we go. At least now we're actually getting, now we're cooking with gas. Let me try this. I just set it back to the regular password so that I'm not dealing with the file thing. I can figure that out in a sec. Started re-authenticating. Error. Might need to be restarted again. Hey, there we go. Okay. So now we have the thing. All right, it's actually pulling data. What's our next? What is our next? Oh, what's that? Well, that's a new issue. Always with something new, right? So let's look at that log. So this is interesting. It doesn't have a problem until suddenly it does. What is this though? InfluxDB write points code unauthorized. Do I need an older version of InfluxDB? Let's go back to here. So InfluxDB 1.8. Do not use 2 or greater. Okay. I can read. So let's go back here to influx, and instead of 2, let's try 1.8. 10. Now we're almost definitely gonna have to blow up the storage because it's all gonna be a newer version, and this older version's gonna say, how do I read that? I don't know. Or I'm wrong, which is possible. Error, database not found. Okay. So Flux database 1.8. It's gonna go back to those Helm charts. These Helm charts, right? Yeah. Let's just do FluxDB. Templates. Staple set. All right. What's our environment here? Graphite collected. These should all be ports. Environment. All right. Host name, admin user, admin password. Liveness probe. There's got to be something I'm missing, right? Admin user, admin password. Now this is something I definitely want to make sure that is in there, is the readiness probes. Oil claims, okay. So It seems to me that whoever wrote this assumes that you're going to create the database. That's something I need to make sure I do with anything I write. I need to make sure that if that database isn't there, make it. Like, how hard is that? All right, let's look at the values here. Service account, probe, ratings probe, service, persistence, enterprise, default user, sidecar if need be, tolerations, environment. Allow executing custom init. Okay. So that's what I need to do. Now, how do I go about doing that in native Kubernetes? That would just be a run command, right? Or exec. No, I think it's run. I find a solution 9 minutes later. There's currently 2 options. Go to your cluster. Oh, that just sees it. One line is one parameter. If you have spaces, that's fine, but it won't be parsed as multiple parameters. What is the purpose of args if one could specify all arguments using command? It'll override the value of entry point. So I need a busy box or something like busy box that's just going to be in a init container and create this for me. Oof. Okay, so let's hop back over here. See, this is where I start getting annoyed. This is going to be init influx. It's going to be a different image, but it is just going to have a command. I do wonder if I can just use a regular influx. I think I could. So then if I hop back over to here, I basically just need to run this, which is the same as what they're saying. Was it here? Here. So I need to add this file. Or can I kind of do this same thing and just dump it in there? Because I don't want to deal with a whole config map that just has this. Because it is just a init container and it needs to go away. Okay, so there's that. Is this... This looks like Helm. Guess I just have to make like a stack of these. Container is this. Yeah. What we need to do here is, let's say, until I don't know the command to run something on influx. Create database. Okay, So it should just be until influx. So in theory, I should be able to just say influx unify. It wants a little bit more. And here, right? So it wants this one here. Okay. Create database, unify, use. Although we've already done this. Can I just, after that one finishes, just do the next one? Let's see. What do multiple commands look like here? There can only be a single entry point in a container. Yep. I'm going to run multiple commands. Like that. Make bash the entry point and make all the other commands an argument. So I just do and. So it's influx create unify. Create retention policy. That's ugly. You'd simply list the commands. Okay. And. Okay. Let's see how this goes, huh? Why not? Oops, trying to do it here. What do we got? Yeah, now there's going to be that one, which... What are you saying? Unknown arguments. Okay. Oh, I guess I need dash execute. Does that mean I'm going to need to do this? All right, let's try it again. Failed to connect to localhost 8086. Please check, please check. I mean, I can see right now that it's not running. So I guess I need to do an until ping. Because I don't think it's going to allow it to start. It's not going to let the rest of these start until init succeeds, right? That's problematic. So do I not, I think I just have to not do it as an init container, but that kind of sucks. Make bash be the entry point. So then what he said is Docker wants, but that's Docker. I don't care about Docker. I mean, obviously I have to care about Docker, right? So what is my best way of doing this? I guess I go back here, right? If the container finds any files with the extension .sh or .iql inside, let's look at init config. Name, labels, data. Okay, super useful. So it seems to me like the only thing I really can do is either make a custom InfluxDB or I make a custom polar image that adds InfluxDB and then creates the database. Which is more than I wanted to do today. It'd be nice if the default script would just have the ability to create one, to create a database, right? Automated setup and upgrade in order of already set up. Configure. I mean, I guess I just go to the config. Maybe there's something in the config YAML to create something. Let's see. No, I don't think that's going to be it. Volume paths at both to avoid losing data. Let's look at here. This is the polar, right? So if I look at these in scripts and I go to the install, I mean, in theory, well, maybe post install, right? Systemd or init. This is where either here, post install or pre-install is where we would want to say, hey, is Influx running? If Influx is running, then do this stuff, right? I mean, it seems like, to me, that's the place to put it. Init docker readme. So bucket auth. So if I have this, does that mean it'll create it? I don't think it does because I think I do have that. Now that I think about it. Or init bucket. Oh, no, I don't. Oh, no, but that's an influx. So here, let's try it. I do this, this init container. And try that again. Oh, please tell me that was it. Okay, what about here? What do we got? Post right and give me a 404. How about Grafana? Any logs there? Well, I mean, those aren't errors. I'm worried about it saying 404.42. Oh, there we go. Database not found. Then create it. So the garbage answer is to just sign into it and make it. I don't like that. I mean, you ask for the admin username and password, so as the admin, you just create the database. Let's try something. Think I can get in there? Yeah. So if I say is it execute? Yeah, execute, and then I say no more 404s. There hasn't been a new error here. So there's me, and then there's the client. What are you saying? There we go. Now it's sending it. Okay. Well, it's dirty. It's not what I want to do. Gonna have to look into it a little bit more, but I think that's gonna be it for today. So if you hung out and lurked, thanks for hanging out. If you didn't, well, thanks for stopping by. And if you're watching this on YouTube, thanks for your time. Glad to be your background or whatever I was for you today. Until tomorrow. Just a reminder, next week's going to be weird. I'm only really going to be streaming on Tuesday. Just got some stuff to take care of. After that, it'll be the whole week out. So take care, have fun, do whatever it is you do.